biggest minus is that the corporation, it takes your dream away. Personal crisis. Suicide at work. I almost died. I collapsed at work.
So 12 years at this company, you are almost dying.
That's why they deported me. And of course they brainwash you. Big scandal. You can't come back to normal life. Personal identity crisis. Who are you?
Shamanic.
Soul came back to my body. Italian guy broke my heart.
Oh my God.
I want to marry you.
I think everyone has to watch it. Welcome to Let's Go Deep with Molly Abduali. Today I'm going to interview this amazing lady, Rustina Ossodoyeva. She used to work for one of the biggest international Big Four companies, and everyone is dreaming. I know as a student, I know everyone was dreaming to work there. I even tried to get in, but they didn't accept me, thanks God. Yes, Rustina, please tell me your story. I know it's brilliant. I even cried a little bit, so let's go deep.
Let's go deep, Molly. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a guest of your wonderful podcast. And of course, today I want to share all my story, to go deep, and I hope that my story will benefit someone.
It will, definitely it will. I think everyone has to watch it. So, you worked for one of the Big Four companies as an auditor. Could you please tell us pluses and minuses?
Yes, of course. As you mentioned, as a graduate of the university, I dreamt about to work in such a big company, one of the biggest and one of the brightest Big Four companies in the world. And I've joined. I successfully worked there for the last 15 years. And of course, definitely I can say and share the pluses of working in such a big corporation. The first is networking. I used to work with amazing people who were my mentors, my colleagues, became my friends. They were very supportive, and this network brought me friends across the whole world. Also, the priceless experience which you get, of course, everything that you study in theory, you just literally apply in practice. And the third is a personal growth, because this atmosphere sometimes is a very toxic atmosphere and very challenging, help you to become a stronger person. So I would say, of course, this is a pluses, but the biggest minus is that the corporation, it takes your dream away, and you becoming a very small boat in a big machine.
So tell me what happened in 2018.
Oh, so we decided to go straight to the point.
Of course, yes.
Okay, yeah. So in 2018, I almost died. I collapsed at work because of the stress and overtime.
Tell me what happened
So
this day.
That day I was at the office. I was presenting some project to my clients, and I collapsed.
So you fainted?
I fainted. In the beginning, no one understood what happened. Me too. I didn't understand. Of course, I felt very unwell. The last 6 months, I couldn't, work properly. But I put all my strength and efforts to close that project and to be productive. But then I felt such a huge pain, which came, to my body, and I couldn't breathe. Something like didn't allow me breathe, and at that time I didn't know that my stomach actually is stopped digesting completely.
Wow.
So, and I had a pre-death agony.
So you were at work and you collapsed. Everyone must be shocked at work, and
yes, yeah, they were shocked, of course, and but no one understood first of all what happened. They thought oh, maybe she just died. But no one knew that I had a very serious health condition. Because, when you are working on the edge of your strengths, and now I understand that people who are suffering from mental health, and it's not blah, 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 it's a real problem. Because at some point you're just losing the track, and everything becoming so normal, even if you are losing your mind and you're thinking about suicide at work.
Wow.
And yes,
oh my God.
Yeah, unfortunately I felt this feelings, and but I thought that it's normal.
Yes. So it was in 2018. How long have you worked at your company at that time?
At that time, I worked for the last 3 years in my company, but this was very tough work because of
3 years in London office.
In London office 3 years, and
before
around
that
9 years
Before
in Kazakhstan and Cyprus. So
yeah, so 12 years at this company, you are almost dying, like with all these tube attached to you as in the movies. Yes.
Yeah. So this story was happened next day when I woke up after the surgery. It was very urgent surgery. So I woke up and I found that I've got 8 tubes in my body because I couldn't even breathe by myself. So yeah. And it was very tough at that time, and I just woke up with one question, like, who I am.
Yes.
The problem is that when you live in the corporate world, you are losing your identity, your personality, and at some point you just can't say like who you are, because my identity was very closely attached to the auditor. And if you met me at that time and you say like, hi Rustina, how are you? Like, tell me about yourself. I would say like, hi everyone, my name is Rustina, I am auditor. And all my identity I was building around this Rustina auditor. And imagine when you had this accident, when you wake up, and you understand that your past life, your basically the world is collapsed now. It's like ruining, and you don't know who are you. You don't know your passion.
You were 31.
I was 31. I didn't have any family, no boyfriend, personal life, no hobbies, because I devoted myself to work.
Just to remark, because I mean, we are both from Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, if you don't have a family and children by the age of 31, you're like considered as
an old maid, and so basically that's why they deported me from Kazakhstan.
So you like. Can I say that you devoted your life to your work?
Yes, I would say this is also a big, brainwashing in the corporate, as we decided to go deep. I would warn the people who want to join the big companies, just be prepared that of course they use some mental techniques, and of course they brainwash you, so you're starting to devote all your life, all your personal life to the corporation, to big companies. And the conversation about that, they said like, okay, work and life balance is basically blah, 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 because as a big companies, they do everything, so you don't have any spare time for yourself.
And when this happened to you, when you were dying at the hospital, I remember you said that all they did was they sent you flowers.
Yes, so
after 12 years of work.
Yeah, that's true. That was a big disappointment for me, because of course, some of my close colleagues, they were worried about me, but the management of the company, they were so freaked out that I'm going to make a big scandal. I will sue the company. So they just decided to keep everything on this carpet, so no one will know what happened to me. And then they sent me to work to the back office. At some point, I wanted to go and sue and make a big scandal and etc. But then I thought okay, that won't be beneficial for me, because first of all I was on my visa. Second, I thought that I had no strength to fight with such a big company. And the third, I just decided that I'm going to take responsibility for everything that happened to me. And I decided that I will just accept the situation as it is.
And the doctors told you that you will be on medications for the rest of your life from 31.
Yes, that's true. This was such a big trauma for me, because the doctor said, yes, that you can't come back to normal life because your stomach can't digest properly. So you need to take medication every time when you eat something. And this was for me a big drama, to be honest, because I was 31. I wanted to be, to have my healthy lifestyle.
Of course.
And I'm young. I'm still young. I didn't want to feel like I'm grandma or something like this. So, and that situation I decided not to accept. And I believe that there is always solution. And my mom told me that you will always find an exit from the difficult situation. So, and I started to investigate. I started to research how I can bring my health back. And I found a solution.
before the interview, you said that I take the whole responsibility for the situation. It's not like a Big Four or any other big corporation is like devil and you're innocent. You said that I take the whole responsibility. Could you please tell more about this?
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
Yes, that's completely true, because I take the responsibility. I guess that in every relationship, even between man and woman, between your company and you,
yes.
You are guilty like 50-50 in everything what is happening. So basically, I can say that I had this inner trauma of being not good enough, which I had from my childhood. As you know, that even we both from Kazakhstan, and we know how this is a common problem for people there.
If you're a girl, especially.
If you're a girl, especially. So, and yes, I felt like I'm always not good enough. And the companies, they play on this trauma very well, because even the performance system which they have developed, you always need to prove that you worth something, because after every project they will give you mark, and they will always provide you with feedback saying like, oh, everything was amazing, you're brilliant, but and then they say that what they want you to do. And of course you understand that, okay, I'm not good enough, I need to try more and more. And unfortunately this unhealthy trying bring you to the situation when for example, in my case, I've almost died at work because of my heart trial.
Okay, so then you started looking for solutions.
For solution, yes.
What helped you to overcome this situation with your health?
So before the situation with my health, I started to experience a very deep identical crisis. Because imagine you're 31, you joined your company when you were like 19, 20 years old, after the graduation from the university. And of course, you didn't have a chance to know who are you, what are your passions, what your preference, what you're good at, except, let's say, audit. So I decided to discover this in myself. So I started, traveling, study photography. I thought maybe I'm a writer. So I started to work in the one magazine. Lifestyle magazine.
Alongside working for Big Four. Yes.
At that time I was on a long sick leave.
At least they gave you a sick leave.
yes. So I was on sick leave and I tried to find myself. Unfortunately, this was a very temporary solution. It gave me temporary relief. But when I came back from my trips, I still felt this hole inside of me. I felt like I don't know who I am. I don't know where I need to go. And plus, on top, I had this problem with the health. And that moment, miracle happened, to be honest. Because one of my colleagues from Kazakhstan, who I haven't spoken for years, came to me and said that he went to shamanic retreat.
Wow.
Yes. And he motivated me to go to the shamanic retreat. To be honest, that decision was very quick, 1 second, because I was such, in the bottom. So I didn't care, like, whether it's a
shamanic, not shamanic.
Shamanic, I just needed something that can cure my pain. So, and I just, packed my bag and I went to shaman.
What happened there? Tell me.
If we will go really deep.
Of course, we have to.
Okay. Again, for my analytical mind, it was very difficult to adjust at that time. Right?
If you told me this like a couple of years ago, I would be like, oh my God, she's crazy.
She's like, cuckoo. Yes, it's the same. I thought that, okay, that can be real, but actually this is what I'm telling. This is facts which happened to me. During shamanic retreat, I saw how my soul came back to my body. And I saw myself as a best version, who I can become. And I've realized that I want to meet this lady sometime in my life. And to add to this, I also was plus 15 kilos to my current weight.
Yes, I think I saw you.
Yeah.
Yes, when we met in 2018.
Yeah, I was
yes.
quite chubby. So, and but the lady who I saw, she was so fit. She was beautiful, as inside and outside. She was very, content and complete. And she had this wonderful, energy. And I realized that this is me sometime in the future.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So I decided that I want to become that version. And I started to feel that now I came back to my body and I will do everything to bring me to this level. So, and this is how story of my personal growth begins. And I started to do so many, healthy habit.
Yes. But I remember that when we were talking, you said that you saw this amazing woman and there was like a huge difference between you at that time and between that amazing Rustina, and you had a new crisis and you had this escaping mechanism of traveling, studying new things, but then it didn't help.
No.
So tell me, what was the bottom line? Because I hate Instagram these days because everyone is showing like, I had this problem, then I'm like super successful now. But show me the bottom line from which you could manage to go up.
Yeah, I think in every story of success, we always have this bottom line, which we need, to reach in order to jump from this. So in my case, that was unsuccessful relationship.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so one Italian guy broke my heart.
Oh my God.
So on top of my health problems, on top of my personal identity crisis, I also had this love break with my boyfriend. And I said to myself, okay, anyway, you feel pain, you will be sad, you will be crying, you will be very angry at him. But instead of instead of having this energy and, putting to the wrong direction, let's put this energy in a very, peaceful way for me. So, and I decided to lose my weight. I said
so this was a good motivation.
Yes, it was a good motivation.
There is a saying that behind every successful woman, there is a breakup.
That's true.
Yes,
that's true. So this is true, 100%. And then I decided that, okay, you will see me fit, you will see me beautiful. And so actually my plan worked. And after 2 years, he came back to me saying like, oh, you were my best.
Oh, they always come back.
Girlfriend, I want to marry you. So
yes, tell me about your new habits.
So
like 1, 2, 3, quickly.
Okay, so it's of course daily sport, meditation, and I would say that I believe in myself. Every day, every moment, I tell to myself that you can do it, especially now when I'm transitioning to a startup and venture.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Capital, we'll get to that, So, yes.
I know healthy eating, yes, because you even measure how much food you eat. Yes. When I saw that, I was like, is she crazy?
Yeah, 110 grams of protein, 140 grams of carbs.
Yes, But I have to tell you, I learned from Rustina how to eat, so thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So healthy eating, sport, meditation, you walk a lot in Hyde Park, I know.
Yes, but also, I think that the mental routine which you need to apply every day is more important because you are becoming very, strong. And also I like this, expression in Kabbalah that you have your own opponent and this opponent is you, who is not sleeping and he's watching you 24/7 and basically every day you need to
it's like your devil. You have an angel, you have inner devil opponent.
You would say like the version who always wants to bring you back because we are human being and we want to be lazy, we want to, to just sometimes give up. But of course the most important thing is not to give up and to do things.
Okay, so we had work, health problem, and then shamanic retreat, new version, another crisis, and then now up. So you are still working at Big Four. You are healthy, fit, and what's happening then?
Okay, then I had again personal crisis. I would say that when you grow personally and so in financial as well, you always will have the crisis in the before. So and as I said, that the darkest hour before sunrise. So I had this crisis, but now I felt that I have this again emptiness in my body. I wanted to do something meaningful in my life, which will, as we were joking with my mentor, like scratching your history. I really want to leave the scratch in history. So, and unfortunately, my corporate company won't allow me to do this, because for them, we just
yes, because I remember it took you ages. Yeah, we were talking about leaving the company. I was like, oh my God, Rustina, you work so much, and you're not even paid properly.
Yes, that's true. Underpaid, of course.
Yes, like hugely underpaid, working too much, but you were still working for this company. What was the bottom line trigger for you to leave the company?
So, as we went to another shamanic retreat and we met Don Gino, the shaman, and his favorite, do you remember, phrase was "enough is enough." And then I said to myself, okay, I'm turning 36. I want to have a new life. Now it's time. And of course, for me, it was very complicated decision, because first of all, you have your stable life, you have your salary, and you have your colleagues, and the problem is that I didn't have any plan. So just one day I said to myself, I'm not coming back to the office. Of course, I made sure that I closed my projects, I don't have any commitments before my company, towards my company, and then I said okay, I'm just leaving, and I didn't come back to the office. And many of my colleagues.
But you didn't leave the company. You just you took a break, or?
Yes, I took a break, and then I resigned basically after this break.
No, tell me about the hypocrisy.
Oh yes,
I think that was the trigger.
The trigger was, of course, the hypocrisy, and I think
among your colleagues.
Yes, you know everything.
I know everything. Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay, let's go deeper and deeper.
Yes.
So as I confess to you that I'm going to tell you the truth, of course, the line, and I would say that what helped me to make a decision, of course, was that enough is enough, but also that I was disappointed in the behavior of my management. I saw this hypocrisy, and I saw this double standards, and of course I can't bear anymore how company promotes unhealthy lifestyle. For example, I won't tell the names, but for example, boss was going and promoting drinking Red Bull after midnight, saying if you want to sleep, don't sleep, you can just drink Red Bull.
And work.
At work, and also
work
work after, and also I saw that how my colleagues were drinking alcohol during the day, and they felt so tired, so they just needed some.
So why do they do that? Because
doping. They needed some doping to work, and they were eating unhealthy just in order to have this high level of carbs, and they can do
to have energy
to have energy to work. And then I was looking at this, and for me it was miserable life. I mean, including myself, my life was miserable, and I thought why I'm selling myself for what, and just betraying my dream. And I had a fear, of course.
And plus, they didn't give you the promotion you wanted.
The promotion, yes, because we had a conflict with my partner and at the office. And despite I worked very hard, they said oh, she's not good enough again because she has something. So I didn't. I saw how nobody can say anything. But everyone knew the truth. And that was such a big disappointment. And I said to myself, by the way, at that time, I also healed my trauma. And when I was leaving my company, yes, and when I was leaving my company, I said to myself, I feel like I'm really, really good for this company, I'm ready to go and leave. But, we live in the duality world. And of course, my company gave me such a big boost, to do my own business. And I would, despite of, the things which I mentioned now, I'm very grateful to this situation, because if not that painful experience, I wouldn't gain the strengths and skills which are necessary to run your own startup. And I would say even more that I wouldn't ever start my own company if I wouldn't work at Big Four.
Yeah, so everything happens for a reason.
For a good reason.
Could you please, and I'm so pleased to hear that you left your company with gratitude without keeping this, these hard feelings. And this is amazing. This shows how mature you are.
Yes.
Yes. So could you please give some tips for students, for recent graduates who are leaving their university? And of course, you should go and work for these Big Four, investment banking, and all these big companies to gain experience. But would you recommend to work for a certain number of years? Tips from you in order not to go through all these depths, all these bottom lines you've been through.
Yeah, if I would give advice to myself at a young age, I would say that first of all, you need to know your agenda. Why you and joining these big companies. Of course, you should keep in mind that the big companies always have their own interest, and they will always, promote them. And you need to find this balance between, your interest and the company. So find your balance. Second, I would say that don't waste your time in the corporation
for
too long. Just give a certain level of experience and move on.
Yeah, what do you think? What is good? 5 years, 3 years?
I think it depends on the position, role, and the personality of person.
Yes.
Some people mature very fast. Some people are they need time. And of course, third, I would say, don't believe that you're not good enough. You're real good, and just always keep it in mind that the feedback is a form of manipulation. And don't take it as honest picture of who you are. This is just a tool to do what they want, and always keep it in mind.
Exactly. Thank you.
I also want to mention about that. Even you are 40 years.
I mean, you are almost 40.
I'm always 40. No, yes, but in 3 years I'm going to turn 40, and this is also was my I would say stopper to start a new life, because until I realized that it's never late,
of course,
to pursue your passion and dreams and desires, and you are young.
Okay. Thank you so much for your tips, and I think it's very valuable, and it's very valuable to go back to those tips all the time, because we think, oh yeah, I know this, but then after 5 years you're like, oh, but I knew that, but I haven't done it, right?
Yes, and imagine after 15 years of working in the corporation, you completely forgot who are you, your identity.
Who you are, yes.
Yeah, and it's very important to remember who you are.
Yes, but you are so brave. I am so proud of you. I remember when you were leaving your work, you didn't have enough energy, you
That's
were
true.
very tired, you didn't have enough money to some people have some financial pillow, yes, let's say. You didn't know exactly what you're going to do. It was just so enough, I can't take it anymore, and
That's
you
correct.
left.
That's correct, yes. So basically what's happened, as I mentioned, that I didn't have any plan to leave my company. Just one moment I decided I'm not coming back to my office. And of course, if you want to do this career transition, I would suggest to accumulate a good financial pillow, and so you can't be able to live without any financial support for a few months. But if you don't have this financial support, you need to have of course plan B, what you're going to do if you plan A won't work, for example. But as I mentioned, but if you have this desire that you want to be someone, I mean, like, it's okay to start from scratch. And
no matter how old you are.
That's true. And I like this, like, you know, if you want to be someone, you need to be no one, like, literally.
Yes. So tell me, how was your journey after leaving Big Four?
Tough. It was very tough, and the life didn't prepare me for this career transition, of course. As you mentioned, yes, I had no energy. I had some health problems again because I was working very hard, and of course the pain from the disappointment that I didn't get my promotion.
You had mental health
issues, yes, and of course frustration about what I'm going to do in the future. So, and of course, you know, to come back to my parent house was another challenge because, as you know, we live in London.
Yes, I used to live in Knightsbridge.
Yes, I used to live like next to Hyde Park. Everything was so cool. Yeah, but then you are find yourself in this situation when you don't have like enough money, when you have to come back to your parent house, when you don't know what you're going to do in the future. And of course, this kind of frustration impacts you very much, especially when you're almost 40. Yes, but
40 is young. Come on.
Yeah, of course, 40 is young, but still such a
and again, especially in our culture.
In our culture, yes.
Yes, in Kazakhstan. Yes,
Kazakhstan. Yeah. So, but at that point, you know, like after everything what happened to me, I started just to accept the situation because I remember that before we went to the shamanic retreat, as I mentioned, and the one of the insights which I brought from this retreat was like just surrender, and the surrendering is your work. So I was just saying to myself, surrender, do your work, and breathe. And this helped me to start clearly, you know, like hearing my heart, what I want to do in my life, who I am. And then I realized that I actually want to do a startup.
Could you please give tips for a career transition before we move to the startup?
So I would say if you're a mature professional and you want to take a sabbatical leave or to take a career break, so first of all, of course, accumulate your financial pillow as big as possible. Second, believe in yourself. If you have this, you know, inner desire, like to start something, just start, because it's never late. And third, I would say that it's just relax and accept the situation.
I remember clearly when you said, when you went to have coffee in Chelsea on Monday morning, and you were like, Molly, like it's 10 a.m., people are supposed to be working. I've been working for like the last 15 years of my life. 10 a.m. on Monday, and there are so many people outside.
Yes.
What do they do? Like, how come they don't work? Like, I remember it was so innocent. Like, how come people don't do anything and they are not at the office?
That's true. That was my biggest question every time when I look at the people who having the, you know, like coffees or having, you know, like dinner, breakfast during the working time. And I was always thinking, like, how come like people can allow this? I also want to do the same. But now I do the same. I'm having my coffee at 10 a.m. on the in Chelsea on the weekday, but I'm working as a startupper, and even more than I used to work as a corporate employee.
You working as hard as being a founder.
As a founder, but okay, I can allow myself to drink coffee during the weekday, but I'm working even harder than a corporate employee.
Yes. In the next video, you will learn a lot more about the startup Rustina is working on. So stay with us, subscribe to this channel, leave comments, ask questions, and if you have very good questions, maybe we'll do another video with Rustina and we'll be answering your questions. So stay with us and watch to the next video when Rustina will be telling you about her new startup, which is great, and hopefully very soon it will be an What? Unicorn!